Welcome to Driving and Vibing. What is the vibe today? Today I want to talk about building good, long-lasting habits using your strengths, not your weaknesses. Focusing on strengths. I think this is important. There's a lot of people that I've talked to, and this happened to me earlier when I was, before I started working, before I started working out, but before I started my fitness journey and it really stuck, is that people don't realize the strengths that they have through some of these journeys that they embarked on, where they may have had a quote unquote failure, or they stopped that habit, like, working out being one of them, one example. There's a lot of people who don't realize that even though they stopped doing a habit, there are strengths inside of that where you can capitalize on to help push your journey forward and keep it as a consistent habit. An example, we'll go to an example. An example would be working out. Let's say you're somebody who goes to the gym. You really enjoy going and doing the cardio machines. You love the feeling of the cardio, the endorphins running. You love that, and that really pushes you to go. You love going to do those cardio machines, and you do this for 2 months straight. Let's say there was a bout of exercise where you did it for 2 months straight, 3 times a week, and you really did good. And then you decided you wanted to do resistance training, but you were hesitant on that. You didn't really know what to do. But you heard that you had to do that 3 times a week. So now you're going 6 times a week. And on the first week of month 3, you do that, but then you don't go because you're very, very sore, you're tired, you feel burnt out. This happens. And then you look at that, where maybe you look at that and as a whole, you look at that and don't even see the strength of the fact that you were going there and enjoying that cardio, and that was pushing you to go there, and you love the way you feel. That's a good strength. But you all you see is that you went for 2 months and you stopped, and you see that was 2 months that you spent, and then you stopped, and because the habit was cardio and lifting, that's all you see in the negative aspect. Well, the strength that you had there was the cardio, and that you enjoyed it, and it felt good doing it, and you felt good doing it. And the weakness would be the resistance training. So one thing to look at in starting habits, regardless of exercise, nutrition, look at your strengths and focus on the strengths. Focusing on the strengths will help you keep building the habit and keep that habit consistent. Building the habit is key to enhancing the weaknesses as well, because if you just focus on the strengths primarily, but then you push the habit and you exceed that 3-month mark, now you're in 4, 5, 6, and you start adding lifting in between, but you're really focused on going to do the cardio. If you don't get the lifting in that particular scenario, if you don't get the lifting in, it's not the end of the world, but you're still going to the gym, you're still building that habit, and you're still taking the time to acknowledge your weakness, which would be the resistance training part. And you're taking the time periodically to work on it. I can't even stress enough how important it is to focus on strengths. I see people do this in game as well. You can do this in game. You would have to, just take a scenario in game and, put it into effect, is how I said. If you think back on it, in game, out of game, and work, in school, I guarantee you can find areas that you have strengths in, that maybe you focused on a weakness, maybe a weakness of yours instead, and try to strengthen that instead of working on or through the strength at all, and it may have burnt you out. So let's focus on our strengths, and let's move forward and focus on our strengths primarily, move forward, and then we can work on our weak parts as well. If you like what you heard in this video, hit that like button, greatly helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button, and hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.